Good day, weather technology students. In this video, we're going to continue down the path of learning ways we can control our scripts in this case to make them more amenable to doing different tasks. And so for this, we're going to want to go back to our terminal window, and we're actually going to want to copy over some example files. And so we're going to first begin by copying over an example while script, which we talked about in a previous video, but then we're going to augment it to do something else. So we want to go back to Valpo_courses just WeatherTech, because we want to copy over example_while.py and call it the same thing. Once we get it copied over, we should see it appear in our left-hand window here. Under EX. And there it is. Double click that and give it an open. We can see that this is a very, very basic script, right? This is taking what we did in a previous notebook and just put it in a Python script, right? It's a while loop that has the variable int set at 0 initially, and while int is less than 12, prints it out and increment by 1 each time. And so we can demonstrate this, Python space, the name of the file we want to run, example_while, ex_while, and we see 0 through 11. This is great, but we can be more systematic in how we work with this to have something that the user could define at runtime that modifies the behavior of the script. And so this is something called arguments. We're going to add in an argument here. And so we need an import statement for this. We need to import sys, which is part of default Python. And this will allow us to interact with the system. And then we want to modify inc equals 0. So we're just going to comment that out first and put in a different inc version. And from sys, we have this method called argv. And this is going to look for arguments that are attached at runtime. And we want simply the first argument. The 0th argument is the name of the file, and so we don't want to use that. And so then we're going to use that argument, and we'll see how that works, to set this value inc at runtime, which will allow us to then change how many times this loop happens as a result of changing that input. So we'll go ahead and save this. And then we're going to go ahead, and if we just ran it again, we're going to get an error. It says list index out of range. There was not an argument 1. How do we add an argument? We simply add a space after .py, and then we add the value we want for the argument, or whatever we're putting in for the argument. And so we're going to say 12. We still get an error though. Less than, not supported between instances of str and int. Str means string, int means int. So it turns out then reading in from an argument here, it's going to read in as a string variable. And so what we need to do is we need to convert it to an integer variable. And we can do that by wrapping it in the function int. Again, we want to save that here. Come back, run it again with 12. And, oh, we get, whoops, we changed the wrong thing. Ha. What I wanted to do was not change inc, right? Because 12 is not less than 12. It doesn't work. What I want to do is I want to replace that here with our n value. So this is where we want int sys.argv 1. Save that. Now we'll try to run it again. Now we should get the same behavior as we got before, 0 through 12. But now we don't have to go into the code to modify its behavior. If we wanted to run it 20 times, 20. Boom, 0 to 19, 20 times. If we only wanted to run it twice, 2, 0, 1. This idea of arguments can help us out to do different things. For example, there would be a way that we could put in a date here to choose different things, or if we had some sort of if statements to help us choose different things, we could put some sort of words in here even. There are any number of ways that you can use arguments to help you out running your code. And you can even have multiple arguments. So, say we wanted a second one. We put space and give, say, a 4. Now, right now, this is going to run without error, but it's not going to use that 4. If we wanted to, we could then reinstitute our argument for inc here, and we'll have inc be 1, and in our while statement, this be 2, the second argument. And so basically we can think about it as a start value and an end value. And so if I'm going to start at 2 and go to 4, right, it should print out 2 and 3. And it does. If I wanted to go to 15 now, 2 to 14. If I wanted the same behavior as originally, 0 to 12. 0 to 11. Great way to use arguments here to help us out with our scripts. And again, we can do this with any number of other things, including for loops and if statements, to then achieve our goals of what we're working on. But that's it for arguments, and that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.